watching the video. As you can see, this is my deadlift training from July 18th of 2018, 6 weeks out from the USPA IPL Anaheim Fit Expo in Anaheim, California on April 26th. And as you guys can see from the video, I kind of pretty much decided to go with a heavy single for this particular week because this week was going to be ending with a deload. So I decided to go for the heavy single, but instead of using a deadlift bar, I decided to stick with going with a heavy single with the Alico bar, which I've been training with, and walked away with a PR on this bar with 700 pounds. Definitely, I would definitely say on a positive note, this definitely has a lot of good signs behind this particular performance. And again, I can't stress enough how important I think my diet has been and my weight has been a factor in benefiting my leverages to help me increase my strength and enhance my technique. So definitely walking away with a lot of positives from this particular workout, and just still have 6 weeks to go and to get myself ready for this competition. And I think the most important thing is just mentally, I'm just somewhere that I haven't been in a long time. And again, it immediately brings me to the idea of, if you really want something so bad, like I want it bad. I do. And, I want to bring the absolute best package that I've ever brought to a competition platform to put me in the best position to fulfill and exceed the expectations that I have set for myself for this competition. And my immediate response to this training and meeting these performance standards that I'm setting for myself is my immediate response is I want to do better. My immediate response is I want to work harder. I want to push even harder. Not to the point where it's going the opposite direction. It's just that it's that immediate impact of motivation, and it's an easy reminder of the big picture of why is it that you do what you're doing, and it's all going to be beneficial down the road, and that's just how I approached it. And I've been approaching this, and I'm walking around at my body weight, as you can see from the video. I was 180 there. I haven't walked around at this kind of body weight in a very long time, and I'm talking years. So this is something that I think it really just pertains to just mentally where I am, and I'm in the right place, and I need to stay in that place. And my immediate reaction to every thing that I set out to achieve is I want to just work that much harder, and again, walking away from this training session, my immediate response is, okay, I want to work that much harder now. I want to achieve that much more, because where I set my expectations for myself and where I push myself is that you got to go 110%. Like, if you really want something, like you have to go 110%. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's absolutely no exceptions. And the moment I slip up, I can fail. And the moment I make the wrong choice and I'm not consistent, I can fail. The moment that I to decide to go in a different direction instead of the right direction, I can fail. The moment I try to take the easy way out, I can fail. And that's my approach, and that's my mentality when it comes to this training and getting ready for this competition. And I want to be the absolute best of myself at every single competition that I do. So, my inspiration for this competition is not only to make up redemption and to come back with vengeance, is to bring a package and bring this performance that I have never done before, to up the ante, to exceed expectations, again, to raise the bar, to show that if you push that much harder, you can get that much farther. And again, that's just the competitive nature in me. That's just the competitive drive that I have as an individual. And again, I want to. I have very high expectations for myself, and I have a lot of goals that I want to achieve when it comes to this sport and the path that I have set for it that I envision, and that I'm doing everything in my power, and I will continue to do everything in my power to make sure that that vision becomes more and more reality. And these are the measures that I have to take in order to make that become real and make that become so. And like I said, I'm just that's just my competitive nature. That's my competitive drive, is that you need to go 110%. If not, you are going to fail. And I do not like to fail, and I am confident when I say that I hate winning. I am more passionate about the hatred of losing than the love of winning. I hate to lose. But again, like I said, that's just who I am as an individual. That's just my approach. That's my mindset. And I have to go 110%. If not, I know for a fact that I'm going to fail. And I refuse to fail. And again, I want to be the absolute best. And I believe that if you want to be the absolute best, then this is the route and this is the mindset you have to have in order to achieve that. Like I said, referring back to the competitive nature and competitive drive I have as a person, my mind is always thinking, if I don't do this right, if I don't make this choice, the person next to me or the person who is my competitor could take one step ahead if they make that right choice. If I decide to do things one day wrong, my competitor can be one step ahead of me now. Now again, I do preach and I always say that your competition, your most important competition is yourself. But again, my aspiration is to become the best, and in order to do that, I must beat myself first. And if I can beat myself, then there should absolutely be a reason, no reason why anybody on this planet, that if you beat yourself, you cannot beat anybody else, because you are your most toughest opponent. And where I am right now is that my goal, my drive is to beat myself, and again, do so in order to set the expectations of wanting to be one of the best. And that's the route that I feel, and that's the path that I have to go. That's just how bad I want it. I can assure you that there's any particular thing, any certain thing that you want in your life, that I can ask you, how bad do you want it? You will say without hesitation, you will go to depths for it. I'm willing to go to depths for what I want, without question, without hesitation. And I know for a fact that I can admit if there are certain things that I'm not 110% about, then I don't really want it. And if there's things that I'm skeptical about and I'm not really putting 110%, I'm only putting 95%, then guess what? I don't want it. And at the same time, there could be things that you really do want, and you're only putting that 90%, but you got to still put that extra 20% to make you go 110, so you can make that vision become reality. But that's the challenge. That's where it gets difficult. Is you think that you're doing the best you can, but there's always improvement. You can go that much farther. That's where I believe you get to that point, that pinnacle where it's the line that draws between it staying a dream and becoming reality. Is that once you get past that 90%, you get to that 100%, that 105, 110, 115, that's when it gets harder. That's when it gets really, really harder. And that's where you really, really find out what you're made of and who you really are. I believe that you define your character when you're in that 100 to 110% range. Not 95, not 90, not even 99. I believe once you're past 100%, you go 110, in that little 10% gap right there, that's where you find out who you really are. That's where you can discover what you are really made of. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, I can say confidently that I'm aspiring to get into that 10% realm. And my goal and my drive is to bring that package on competition day. And to carry that over and carry that momentum from that competition to the World Championship. That is a path I have set for myself, and I will do everything in my power, and I will work 110% to make that vision become reality. Now, for those of you who have been following me, have seen in the past that I had a vision for 3 years, and guess what? I made it become reality. Something that I just said, you know what? This is what I want to do. This is how I'm going to do it, and I'm going to go after it. And 3 years later, it became true. Isn't it going to happen overnight? No, it's not. But if you stay consistent and you make the right choices, you make the sacrifices, it will happen. But you have to believe so. That's the most important thing out of this entire video, is that you have to believe that it can be so. And I believe, I put the work in, I stay consistent, and I bust my ass, I can achieve what I want to achieve. Like I said, I'm at a place where I haven't been in a very, very long time. And you best believe I will do everything in my power to make sure that I stay at this place so I can achieve what I want to achieve. Because I already know for me, once I achieve the goal that I set out for, my immediate reaction is, okay, now I need to work that much harder to achieve the next one. It never gets easy, it gets harder. And again, this is where you find out who you are as a person, who you are in your character, what traits you have in your character. You really get to discover your passion, your purpose, and who you are. Throughout this entire process, from the day I started to now, I have slowly developed and discovered characteristics in me that I never knew. And I have a better understanding of who I am as an individual. I guarantee you, whatever it could be starting a business, it could be anything. Because everybody's vision is somebody could look at me lifting, weights as just, oh, it's nothing, but to them, playing the violin could be their biggest aspiration. Whatever it is, set a vision, set a goal, set a path, and do everything in your power to give 110%. Because I promise you, if you stay on that path and you never give up, and most importantly, you believe in yourself, one day that vision will become a reality. That being said, 6 weeks out, I need to go absolutely hard. And this last 6 weeks will define and help me discover even more about myself. And again, my expectation, my goal is to carry that momentum all the way to the World Championship and continue on the path that I want to go. Thank you guys for watching the video. Keep pushing, keep inspiring, and most importantly, always believe in yourself. Take care.